Hi everyone, and welcome to part two of our knowledge session on website surveys. In this particular session, I'm going to go sort of into the next layer of depth into surveys and all of the things that might be relevant to you as you execute your own survey strategy. In part one, we had covered why surveys or qualitative analysis of your data is so very important, and it's all about understanding intent of your customers. It's sort of the most key thing that is missing from your quantitative web analytics data. And we also covered some of the simple surveys you could do. In fact, we covered the three golden question survey that asked, why are you here? Were you able to complete your task, and why not? And how we were able to find very powerful insights from even a very, very simple survey. So if you've not had a chance to go back and listen to that session, please go back and check it out. I think you will find it to be very valuable as well as foundational material for what we are going to cover in this session today. So what we're going to do today is, in this session, is cover some complex types of surveys, but methodologies that are complicated and yet extremely powerful in understanding what customers would like you to understand for everything relating to intent and even more, as you'll see. We're going to cover exciting things like being able to measure offline impact or understanding primary drivers behind why people end up on your website, and even more wonderful things. So hopefully you'll find this to be valuable. It's a lot of fun. So let's get going. Essentially, there are two types of surveys when it comes to some of the more powerful and complicated surveys you could do. And when I say complicated, I don't mean that they're hard to do. Many of these survey methodologies can easily be outsourced, and there are very well established companies that are doing this. By complicated, I simply mean that in terms of the data collected and the analysis that is done, some amazing amounts of statistics and multivariate regression happens so that you can, in a very, very real-time manner, understand what's going on your websites. With that aside, there are essentially two types of advanced surveys that you could do, and I find that a lot of people are confused, and I think sometimes people are confused because and I hate to say this, but vendors do a crappy job of actually explaining what they're solving for. In fact, either type of vendor will come and claim to do everything, be Earth, Moon, stars, and the solar system for you, but you should not fall into their sort of trap and things like that. The two types of surveys that exist, and they're very distinct, are site level surveys and page level surveys. And let's cover these two in a little bit of depth.